Hi, this is your girl, Councillor Tanya, and as you know, I'm here with my senior councillor, Councillor Joel Williams, who is now the current chairman of the constituency of Clarendon Central. And today I want to talk with him a little bit where he will gonna give you some highlights of some of the wonderful projects that we have coming up in the constituency. Some we have that will close out the financial year and others that will be coming up. So Councillor Williams, what is it that you have in store for the people of Clarendon Central at this point in time?
Well, and in the immediate, at this time we're expecting some projects under the Ministry of Health, where we have 2 clinics to come on stream: the Maypen Health Clinic and the Dembe Health Clinic.
Wow.
So those are 2 of the major projects. Outside of that, we have the development to take place at the Maypen Hospital itself, as it relates to the IDB project, a section of the hospital that is to be improved and to be built out. So we have those on stream, and we're looking eagerly at identifying some funds to start the perimeter fencing around the hospital. At this time, we're a little bit exposed as it relates to animal coming on the compound, as it relates to person just wandering. And just recently, we had a huge fire that could have created a challenge for the hospital, because somebody went on the side to Denver Crescent and lit a fire there. And a fire truck had to come in quickly to put out those fires. So those are 2 of the major projects that we have to come on stream. But also other areas that we are looking at, we have a serious drainage problem in the constituency as it relates to flooding when it rains. I'm expecting to do a tour in short order to look at the condition, and we intend to put both myself and the Member of Parliament, and of course you, because much of that Jenny's cities is in the Maypen North Division. We're expecting to put a program together and to ask the National Works Agency, and if we had to go to the Prime Minister or Minister Warmington, we'll be doing so, to see how best they can help to start to rehabilitate some of the drains. And in some cases, it's not only rehabilitation, it's actually reconstruction because of the condition that they're in. These are drains that have been built for years, probably over 50 years.
That's what you're talking about, that the one that runs across Central Avenue, West Park.
Yeah, well, you have 2 major drains. You have the one coming from the corridor of in the corridor up in the Source-up turn.
Yes.
And it comes down through Buckner and comes down through Bushy Park.
Yes.
Western Park, and then take you into the Jacks Gully.
Okay.
And then you have the one that comes out of Effortville via Chapelton Road, Penguin
come
Key.
to Long Gully coming down.
Right.
Yes,
and,
that one is a major concern.
And come all the way down through Harris Street, Western Park, which are major communities. And I don't have to tell you that every time it drizzles, these areas are flooded out because there is no drains there anymore. So these are some of the issues that we're looking at.
So as is it, what are the immediate plans, or do you have any plans when it comes on to any scoured roads within the constituency at this time? You know, people, one of their major concern is that even for now that we just did some work on in the Source-up turn where we area in the Maypen Woods, where we
minor patching was done, but I was there over the weekend, and the road is in a deplorable condition. How is it, can we get some help, or what is it that as our chairman you can basically do for us to relieve those areas? Because the taxi men have been getting calls, because when I was called first on Friday and I went to look at it over the weekend myself, and get calls this morning again. It is really, really terrible when you leave 20 coming straight down to 27 there. The condition, 27 mile post.
Yes, the condition is really deplorable. It has deteriorated. What kind of comfort can you give to the people, to the transport people during this time?
Well, I am hoping uh, this corridor should have been upgraded prior to prior to 2019 when we were hit by COVID. Money was in place in the budget for that road to the drains to be built out and for the road to begin. Unfortunately, because of COVID, the government had to divert a lot of that money into COVID, hence the program was shelved. Um, I am expecting this 2022-23 budget, which is to begin shortly. I'm expecting that the government will find some form of some sort of resources to put in place to start that project. I don't know how long it can continue. I heard persons like who had to use that corridor in the last 2 months. Persons like Cliff Hughes, persons like um, what's her name? Just her name just slipped me now. But they had to use that corridor recently coming to the opening of the Chapelton Hospital, and they were crying out loud how bad that corridor is. So I'm expecting that the government, I don't think it has passed the Prime Minister. I'm pretty sure that he would be au fait and um, would be aware, because he's someone who listens to some of the talk shows, that he would have heard how badly that corridor is, and something will be done in short order.
I know that our PM is very attentive, and I know that he listens well, not just to talk shows but to the cry of the people. And
But he would have heard.
So I'm asking.
Beverly, Miss Nicholson, who made it, spoke to it at the
opening of the hospital.
Yes.
So as you have here heard, people that our PM is pretty much aware of the cries of the people for that corridor there in the Mapen Woods, leading up to between Butner and Soursop Turn. We know of the condition. We have been there firsthand. We have seen it, and I want just to say to the people that we're asking you for a little patience to bear with us. I know that it is long and you're becoming weary, but we know that it will be done, and it will be done in the time frame that the PM has been stating that it will be done. And so just give us a little time. Anything else that you would want to share with the people before we?
Yes, I would say that the allocation, the Member of Parliament received an allocation of $10 million during December of last year. Portion of that funding was spent on West Park Avenue for patching, the reconstruction of a wall and collapse wall drain at Howard Avenue,
yes.
and of course Hazard Drive, which is one of the main corridor on the eastern side of the constituency. So funding were spent in those areas to upgrade those thoroughfare. Another allocation has been made by the Office of the Prime Minister and National Works Agency to the tune of $40 million, and the roads to be done under that. And again, I want it to be clearly understood. We just don't fix road without having a reason for fixing them. When you have scarce resources, you have to cherry pick and know how you spend those monies. Strategically.
Yes.
And we're trying to spend those monies on areas that are heavily used by taxi operators and the commuting public. As we try to ease the pressure as it relates to the bad roads condition, then we will get into the other inner communities to try and improve those areas. So the areas,
share the areas.
The areas for this 40 million spent will be Fairfield Avenue, which comes off at Hazard and run into Paisley Avenue, Chapelton Road from Guinea Tree to above the bag factory, which is badly scoured with the rains we had over the last many months in last year. We can't go up into the woods because up there is just, you can't patch again.
Mm-hmm.
It's have to be resurfaced through. So we will go somewhere in the region of, from Guinea Tree into somewhere in the region of the Buckner community, somewhere off in that area. Those areas were scoped by the National Works Agency. And of course, we're going to be doing something in Racetrack. Coming off the Woodside Road, the major Racetrack Road taking you into Racetrack and into Pennantwood. Section of that road will be done. It can't complete in terms of the resources we have, but we'll be doing a portion of it as you and I had planned to use some of our resources from the Clarendon Municipal Corporation to do that.
Yes.
So what we will do later on is to pick up from where we left off to take it further.
So there you have it, people. We have great things coming on stream for the constituency of Clarendon Central, and I know that many of you have been talking about the Racetrack Road for quite some time, but I've said many a times, I've reassured you that it will be done. So a member of parliament is coming on stream with his allocation, and Councillor Joel and myself would share that stretch of road. We'll be picking up where we left off later on this year. But as soon as that $40 million is ready, you will be getting work done in your community on your main road. And I know that the people of Fairfield will be very happy for that road that will be fixed within their space as well. So as we highlight you on the short-term plans that are coming up, because we don't want to talk about things that are going to be happening 5-10 years or 1 year or so from now. We are talking about things that will have immediate effect for this constituency and for the people of this constituency. So again, as I said, this was my senior councillor, Councillor Joey Williams, who is now our chairman for the constituency. As our member of parliament, the Honourable Lester Mike Henry is on leave, because I know that many of you are saying that
when he was in parliament and went
wow, he's out. So let us work together for the betterment of our constituency. And again, I say to you, thank you very much for having
before
us
you
here.
go though, please to add that to Central High School.
Oh,
Brian's Crescent is also included in that 40 million road program.
And I must say that our member of parliament that is really a visionary, is very strategic, because I was driving on Brian's Crescent over the weekend and I'm saying, man, this road is a parochial road, but it needs to be fixed. And I'm happy to know that Brian's Crescent leading to Palm Avenue, going back to Central High School there, will be a part of this project coming up that our member of parliament will be doing to improve the driving conditions of the motoring public in this constituency of Central Clarendon. So this is your girl, Councillor Tanya Lee Williams, that represents the people of the Maypen North Division in Clarendon Central. That is just a voice for the people, and she's here. And as the slogan said, Tanya, come here for Tanya, a transformational leader and a very humble servant. Bye for now. Thank you very much for having me.